Today we are going to be breaking down the similarities and differences of the Sony A7 series of digital cameras, starting out with what they all have in common. All 7 cameras feature a 35mm full-frame sensor, allowing for a wide field of view and superior image quality. The A7II features the older Exmor CMOS sensor, but the other 6 feature the Exmor R back-illuminated sensor for a slightly sharper, more detailed image. All of the cameras are additionally equipped with Sony's BIONZ X-image processing engine to further reduce noise in low-light environments. However, only the A7SIII and A7IV come with the updated BIONZ XR engine. All Sony A7 models have a fast hybrid autofocus system that allows the users to quickly take pictures of moving subjects without having to worry about manually adjusting the focus. The camera will take care of the calculations and display the results on the LCD screen. Newer models include even more software features for further image improvement. With the exception of the A7II, all A7 models have 4D focus for even more accurate subject detection and tracking. Along with standard human face and eye tracking, Sony recently released a software update that also includes animal eye tracking for pet and wildlife photography. Additionally, each camera in the A7 line is equipped with a 5-axis image stabilization system that eliminates camera shake for stable shooting and blur reduction. Alongside their photographic capabilities, the cameras in the A7 line have the ability to shoot HD video at 1920 by 1080 resolution. Additionally, every camera, with the exception of the A7II, feature 4K video recording modes and various frame rate options. The A7II can record HD video up to 60 frames per second. The A7 III, A7R3, A7C, and A7R4 can record HD video at up to 120 frames per second and 4K video at up to 30 frames per second. The A7S III can record HD video up to 240 frames per second and 4K video up to 120 frames per second. Finally, the A7IV can shoot HD video in 120 frames per second and 4K at up to 60 frames per second. Every camera in the A7 series features the same zoom capabilities. Alongside their basic digital zoom, up to 8 times for stills and 4 times for video, Sony has equipped their cameras with 2 different zoom features: Smart Zoom and Clear Image Zoom. Smart Zoom takes a photo of the camera's full sensor and then crops the area in focus for a zoom of up to 2 times. Clear Image Zoom is a proprietary Sony technology that zooms optically using the camera lens, then further enhances the image digitally up to 2 times more. The shutter speed capabilities remain consistent throughout the entire line of Sony A cameras. For images, speeds range from 1/8000th of a second to 30 seconds for long exposure shots. Video speeds range from 1/8000th to 1/4 of a second, 1/60th of a second on auto, and 1/30th of a second in slow shutter mode. Each camera includes a built-in stereo microphone for recording and binaural speaker for playback. They're also equipped with the standard multi-interface shoe, which allows for peripherals like shotgun microphones and flash cubes. Finally, each model features 2 standard 3.5mm audio mini jack terminals for headphones and microphones. Each model features a micro USB slot. With the exception of the A7II, all 7 models listed here also include a high-speed USB-C port for charging and data transfers. The A7II, A7 III, A7R3, A7C, and A7R4 feature HDMI-D microports. Conversely, the A7S III and A7IV come with full-sized standard HDMI ports. Every A7 model, except for the A7C, features a vertical grip connector for peripherals like monopods, tripods, and gimbals. Every Sony A7 series camera features a 3-inch LCD screen for viewfinding and settings adjustment. With the exception of the A7II, they all feature limited touch capabilities as well. The biggest difference here is their flexibility. The A7II, A7 III, A7R3, and A7R4 all feature an adjustable angle screen with a limited range of motion. However, the A7S III, A7C, and A7IV's display screens have a full range of motion and can be flipped around for viewing at any angle. Out of the box, the cameras are compatible with Sony's E mount lenses. Sony A mount lenses, as well as other brands, can be used with the Sony A series, but they will require an adapter. In terms of software, you'll find that each Sony A7 series camera has these standard shooting mode offerings, including single shooting, continuous shooting, self-timed shooting, and delayed shooting. The A7 series is equipped with Wi-Fi connectivity for the ability to instantly upload media to various storage locations if necessary, and all models except for the A7II have Bluetooth capabilities as well. Moving on to the major differences between these cameras, you can identify them broadly based on their model number. The A7S series was designed specifically with filmmaking in mind. It takes lower resolution stills but features more video options. The A7R series has an even larger sensor for higher resolution stills. The C in A7C stands for compact. Its video capabilities rival that of the S series, but in a smaller, more portable body. Finally, the Roman numerals in the model number indicate its generation. For this video, we're covering cameras from Mark II to Mark IV. Generally speaking, as you go up the line, the camera's photo quality improves. The quality of a camera's photos is related to its resolution, presented in megapixels. Megapixel size is a way of measuring the total amount of single pixels in an image. For instance, the A7II features a 24.3 megapixel sensor for a maximum image size of 6016 by 4016 pixels. The sensor included with the A7III and A7C is slightly smaller at 24.2 megapixels, but its advanced image processing will make that difference unnoticeable. The A7S III sensor is significantly smaller at 12.1 megapixels, but it was made with filmmakers in mind, so it includes the most robust video recording options. The A7RIII features a 42.4 megapixel sensor for extremely high-resolution images, but features less robust image processing and video options as a result. As the newest models in the A7 family, the A7IV has a 33 megapixel sensor, and the A7R4 has the highest megapixel count at 61 megapixels. A camera's ISO capabilities measure its sensitivity to light. Higher ISO levels allow for more light to enter the camera's lens, making it easier to shoot in low-light environments. ISO is measured in stops, and each stop doubles the amount of light that enters the camera. Especially low ISO will result in a dark, dim image, while exceedingly high ISO will blow out the image and create noise. Sony provides a base ISO range in which you can safely take pictures in without having to worry about quality degradation. However, some A7 cameras have expandable ISO ratings as well. You can push the camera farther, but it will result in a loss of quality and increase in noise. The Sony A7 II has a photo and video ISO range of 50 to 25,000 stops. The A7 III and A7C have a photo ISO range of 100 to 51,200, expandable to 50 to 204,800, and a video ISO range of 100 to 51,200, expandable to 100 to 102,400 stops. The A7S III has a photo and video ISO range of 80 to 102,400 stops, expandable to 40 to 409,600. The A7RIII and A7R4 both feature a photo ISO range of 100 to 32,000, expandable to 50 to 102,400 stops. Their video range is 100 to 32,000 stops. Finally, the A7IV features a photo ISO range of 100 to 51,200, expandable to 50 to 204,800, and a video range of 100 to 51,200, expandable to 100 to 102,400 stops. Your Sony A7 camera's battery life will vary greatly depending on usage. Generally speaking, the estimated battery life given by Sony is shorter when using the digital viewfinder, and slightly longer when utilizing the LCD display instead. Sony lists the A7 II's battery life at 60 to 100 minutes shooting video, or around 350 still images. The A7 III's battery life is estimated to be between 115 to 210 minutes shooting video, or a maximum of 750 stills. The A7S III has an estimated 80 to 135 minutes of battery life shooting video, or a max of 600 stills. The A7R III's battery life is estimated to be between 100 and 190 minutes on video and around 650 stills. The A7C has a battery life of 140 to 215 minutes shooting video and a maximum of 740 stills. The A7IV's battery life runs between 100 to 175 minutes shooting video and up to 580 stills. Finally, the A7R4 lasts between 90 to 170 minutes shooting video and 670 stills. All of the A7 cameras feature a slot for an SD-sized memory card. The A7II, A7III, and A7RIII support the larger memory stick duos as well. The A7III, A7RIII, and A7R4 feature micro SD card slots. Finally, the A7S III and A7IV only feature slots for Sony's CF Express Type A memory cards, in addition to the standard SD card slots. Hopefully this video has demystified some of the confusion you may have had surrounding them. Thanks for watching.